Hey guys, hey, it's your girl Star with Star Tarot. If you are tuning in for the very first time, I want to give you the warmest welcome and let you know that everything done on this channel is in love and love and light only. All right, if you continue to tune into my channel time and time again, I truly appreciate you. All the likes, the shares, the comments, and subscribes. The emails, the personal readings have been amazing. I want to thank you time and time again, each and every time, because I do not take that for granted. I do have a very, very special reading that I'm going to do today. It's been placed on my heart and on my mind to do. I've been talking about a lot of shadow work, and I think that it's extremely important to do self work. Yes, we have a lot of things that happen. Yes, we want to know about the things that are going to happen. But if we're not really working on ourselves and having that self awareness, we're not going to healthily be able to face the challenges that come our way and even embrace the good things that come our way. Sometimes, we're not fully prepared to handle the good things and we miss the boat or we take things for granted. So, today, what we're going to do is we're going to do a very special reading and we're going to give your mind, body, and soul an actual voice today. All right, so they are going to speak to you loud and clear. I have three different stones here. So, what you're going to want to do is select one of these stones here that you really feel connected with energetically. Okay, take a peek at each stone, whichever one seems to be drawing your attention for whatever reason. This could be your particular message. You might want to stick around for the other messages because there might be some other messages that you also resonate with if you're connected with more than one stone. Okay, but whichever one that you are, connected with, initially, that most likely is going to have the most messages in there for you. All right. So if you are connecting with this one here, we're going to go ahead and just move right into it. All right. Make peace with your past. Okay. So your shadow side is wanting you to make peace with your past. I did select three cards here in the shuffle: Capricorn, Gemini, and Pisces. If you are present here today and you have selected the first stone, this could possibly be your message. It could also be your message if you are dealing with someone that has Capricorn, Gemini, or Pisces in their chart. Now, just because I've called out these three particular signs does not mean that this could not be your message. It's just confirmation for those that have selected this stone. This could be confirmation to, yes, hello, I am speaking to you. So, again, this is general. Pick up what I'm putting down. We are going to go deep, but you're going to want to use your own discernment. A, do I feel like this reading is for me? And B, am I connected to the advice? Does that advice work for me? Okay, so we're going to move right into this. Some of you are holding on to a past situation, a past person. I'm also hearing that some of you are connected to past belief systems, something from your past that is not allowing you to move forward. Okay, some of you might be dealing with something right now that is helping you to move forward because you've had this past experience, and that is looking at it in the positive. So if that is you, if there is something from your past that you are dealing with right now that you feel is moving you into a better position in life, you're doing the work. Okay, you are definitely acknowledging that your past can be a lesson. All right, but if you feel like you're stuck and you feel like you want to move forward and you can't, or you're asking yourself, why am I still going through the same shit that I'm going through? It could be that you are stuck in your past. All right, and your shadow side is asking you to either walk away from this situation or this person, or it's asking you to refuel it, rewire your brain to say, this is a lesson and I could love you from afar. I can take this as a lesson and do something different next time. It's really, really, for a lot of you, there is a lot of holding back because of this past situation or past person. Now, Your mind is also saying the reason why this is happening, okay, is that there is some unconditional loving feelings that you have towards this friend, family member, or loved one, or belief, or job, or school, whatever it is. There is some unconditional love and there is a connection that you feel, and this is why it's very difficult for you to move forward. But your mind is asking you, because it's lacking, this unconditional love for yourself. All right? Anytime we hold on to things that are not helping us move forward, there is a level of unconditional love that, yes, we have for this thing or person, but there's also a need for unconditional love for ourselves to say, I'm not getting the emotional nourishment that I need from this situation. So your mind is asking you to love yourself, still love others, and operate out of love, but you have to be balanced to say, I love you and I also love myself. Okay? So having those two is going to allow you to be balanced. Now, speaking of balanced, your body, for some of you, if you've been experiencing some hormonal instabilities or feeling like you're feeling up and then down, some of you might be very, very lethargic, very tired, exhausted. In 1 minute you feel like you have energy, the next minute you don't. Or you could possibly be someone that is experiencing some weakness in your back or some lower back pain. All right. When we have certain things going on around us or in our mind, that can also go into our body. A lot of times we have a lot of diseases or ailments that we're going through, and it's because our mind is going through so much and our heart is sick, okay? So because you're finding it difficult to move forward and you're holding on to a past situation, I'm also hearing that someone wants to move somewhere else, but all of their loved ones are there and they love the town that they're from, but they want to explore. Anytime you are holding yourself back, okay, by not saying something or not doing something, your hormones can go out of whack, and this can cause some type of weakness or pain in your lower back. Our bodies are always trying to tell us something. And a lot of times we look at outside influences as the cause, when a lot of times it's just our own mind that is connecting in a negative way, and our body will allow us to know, hey, I have a headache. Maybe I'm stressed out. Maybe I haven't eaten. But a lot of times we look at it as external. We just want to take a pill. We just want it to be gone. And it reoccurs. And that's because if you don't get your mind in check, your body is going to feel it time and time again. Some of you don't feel comfortable in receiving help, okay? This is another thing your body is wanting you to understand. You are doing a lot of work, and you're doing a lot of work for a lot of people because you don't feel comfortable asking for help. So you're putting way too much stress on your mind and on your body, and your body is feeling it, okay? And in order for you to grow and expand in your life, you have to be able to accept help. And for some of you, you also have to be able to accept love. Some of you are over giving in materialistic ways, in loving ways. And when you're not balanced to have that unconditional love for yourself and for others, you are setting the tone that I am the giver and you are the taker. And a lot of you have set yourselves up in this situation without even knowing it, because you are loving, you are giving, but you have a very difficult time in receiving, okay? And then there's a part of you that is the scapegoat, okay? When it comes down to family and relationship disputes or issues, it's like, well, they'll do it, won't you? You'll go ahead and do it. Or it really didn't work out because you didn't do, or you didn't have time to take me here, that sort of thing. And so you need to have that healthy boundary to say, no, I can't, no, I don't want to, or I just don't feel that way anymore. And so your body wants you to stand up for yourself. okay? So if you're not standing up for yourself, then your body is definitely suffering or going to suffer. So whoever this is for, that is a direct message. Let's take a peek at what your soul is saying at this point in time. Okay? What is your soul saying? These are things that'll help you deal with your everyday life, okay? These are things that we are bypassing because we're so fixated on the big things, but it's the little things that add up. And it's also the big things that are now lingering, and it's difficult to handle the smaller things in life, okay? So it all goes hand in hand. All right, so there's two things here. Reflection and sacred union. All right. So in reflection, we're talking about really taking a good look at yourself. Okay. Why are you doing certain things? Why do you feel like you have to be the one to do it? Why are you allowing yourself not to receive unconditional love? Okay. And then we also see sacred union. All right. So your soul does yearn for some type of sacred union, but there's some self-work that needs to be done. And I am going to read a little bit out of this deck because there is some messages here that could be extremely important for someone. Okay, so with this, it's time to reflect on what you have accomplished to date. Remember what you were like 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Look back and you will realize just how far you've come. Acknowledge the experiences that have helped you get to where you are. Hopefully, you will see that even painful or unpleasant events served as a purpose. Everything turns gold with the passing of time, like autumn leaves that fall to the ground, filling the tapestry of our lives with beautiful colors. Absolutely. Absolutely what we were saying. You need to reflect on the things that you're holding on to. And yes, they may have helped you get to a certain point, but it no longer serves you. There is a positive way to hold on to the past and still move forward. You need to find that. And some things we just need to, let go and say, this was a lesson. All right. Let's take a look at sacred union. Through a touch, word, or glance, you find your beloved. A current friendship blossoms and transforms into a physical and spiritual relationship. All right. This is your season of love, a time for romance and happiness. You are a beautiful soul. Look within and you will see it. There is a pearl in your heart, close to your eyes, and feel it. Within each other, you discover love's infinite spiritual realm. Okay? You're wanting to have some type of sacred union, or you are in a sacred union right now. Okay? But there is still something that you need to reflect on from your past in order to allow this to come in or to allow this to continue to grow. Okay? So this is what your soul is saying to you. All right. So what is your soul advice? Soul advice, please. Yeah, so for some of you, there is love coming. Okay, remember, like I said, once you vibrate on unconditional, balanced love for yourself and for others, new things come in. She guards the water of life is the first message. Hopeful heart, see her sign. For some of you that resonate with the number 4 and 44 have both come out in these cards here. Okay, so 4 and 44, or 444, which is really crazy because that is my favorite number. But let's go ahead. You're prompted to consider very seriously the need to cut cords to negative or unhelpful influences in your life. Absolutely, this is exactly what we're talking about. Whether they be habits, people, or forms of entertainment and media that threaten to distort the pure and wise use of your wild spirit and ignite your mind positively. Okay? While it is important that you engage with others, the sacred creator within you requires time and space and solitude to process, reflect, and contemplate to create. Okay? Another significance to reflection. All right? So, this is all going hand in hand. You know, we have got to save our energy for the things that we want to do and need to do for ourselves and to move forward in our lives. Okay, so this message here is very, it's very prominent. For some of you, you've got to let go of this past. Now, hopeful heart, see her sign. This oracle signifies hope and reunion after a challenging or dark time. There will be harmony and a coming together in sacred purpose after putting pain or conflict behind you. A birth of something pure and true shall happen under the auspices of Great Spirit. Forgive yourself and others and lay claim to the purity and goodwill that your heart's true nature. Spiritual blessing is bestowed. Your actions are in accord with heaven. Complete release and renewal shall take place. The good and true will triumph in the end. Have faith, for your prayers are being answered. Absolutely what I just saw, and said here. Yes, you do want this sacred union. You want harmony. You want peace with others, okay? And it will happen, all right? But we've got to cut out some of this negativity, negative patterns in our minds, people around us. It's time to move forward. It's time to cut the cords of the negative bullshit in our lives and move forward, okay? So, one last message here from the wisdom of the oracle. Okay, two things. Oh, several things. We're going to take all of these that flipped. Yeah. Wow. All right, to be fair, okay? This is what I call my Libra card in this particular deck. This is getting things balanced, okay? Be fair to yourself and get yourself balanced and have that unconditional love for yourself and to be able to receive it. You've got to get balanced. You've got to give and receive, not just give, okay? It's time for a nap. Yeah, it's time for you to, like it said, lay low, get yourself in order, stop doing so much for other people. Your body needs a rest. Your mind needs a rest, and it's time to take a deep breath. It's time to breathe and relax, okay? Some of you have been going, not only for yourselves and, work and school and children, but you've also been going for others. So it's time to breathe and relax. Some of you might need to do some yoga, some meditation. Some of you need to do a staycation, okay? Stay somewhere for a weekend. And then we have the never-ending story, okay? This is your past. This is how you keep ending up time and time again when you're not listening to your body, when you're not giving yourself the reciprocity or giving yourself the ability to allow people that show reciprocity into your life. It becomes the never-ending story, okay? So, be true to yourself. Give yourself a little fairness here because your mind and body and soul is yearning for it, okay? Wow. Very profound. Okay, so let's move forward. Right, so if you have selected this stone here, compassion for others, okay? Compassion for others. 34. All right, so some of you might be struggling with the ability to look outside of, okay, this is what I want, this is what I need. Sometimes this is going into almost like an opposite direction. Sometimes, than the last reading, we get into what it is that we need, okay? And how we perceive things. A lot of times it's difficult for us to, I'm feeling connected to this card. So if you're a Libra, this message might be for you. Scorpio and Sagittarius. Okay, so you might have Libra, Scorpio, or Sagittarius in your chart somewhere, or know someone or dealing with someone that does, okay? But not necessarily meaning that this message might not be for you if you're not a Libra, Scorpio, or Sagittarius. So here is what your shadow side is saying to you. What if you were solely defined by your compassion for others and the kindness you extended? How would your life look? How would you conduct yourself if this was noted? Consider how your benevolence can extend to other species and creatures. This is a time to empathize with others' journeys and put yourself in their shoes, for better or for worse. Okay? So, if you have been struggling, okay, with having patience for other people, or someone you feel like it just keeps trying to tell you something or point something out to you, and it might be a little annoying, or you might not be able to tap into their emotions because you feel like you have your own things going on. All right, this is a time where you are prompted to really listen with compassion and have patience to ease the suffering of someone specifically around you, or just in general, okay? Be defined by your willingness to put others' needs before your own, just as you would appreciate they might do in your times of need. So this is for someone that might have someone that you feel like is coming to you for something, and you're just being very annoyed. Maybe you have a spouse or a family member or a friend that has been telling you like they don't feel like you give a shit, okay? And to you, you're just like, oh well, but there's something right now, there is a lesson in you having to be very compassionate, or have patience towards this individual or even this situation. So you may need to really look at yourself and say, why am I having a difficult time having patience with this person? Or why am I having a difficult time emotionally looking at other people's side of things, or what they could possibly be going through? If you're in an argument with someone, or you're not understanding why someone is doing what they're doing, and you're looking at it from a standpoint of what you would do or how you would feel, that might not be working in your favor, because not everybody handles everything differently and looks through the same eyes that you do. So there is, this is the shadow side. There is a particular message that you might not be being as compassionate as you should be, okay? For a particular situation, towards a particular person, that sort of thing. Now, this might be an ongoing theme with you. You might have people that have been saying to you over the last couple of weeks, months, or even years, like they feel like you don't give a shit. And you're like, you know what? I don't know why people keep saying that. You know, you may have even been called selfish, and you're not understanding that there could be a part of you that is exuding that type of energy, okay? Maybe you're not asking enough questions. Maybe you're not reaching out enough. Maybe you're not responding back. But those are the questions you need to ask yourself in order for you to acknowledge this, as difficult as it may be. Some of you know that this is how you feel. Some of you are like, you know what? I've done the caring thing before. I don't want to do it now. Why are you shut down to caring at this point? Are you ever going to open up your heart to care? Okay? Because you don't want to be someone that then becomes impossible to connect with. Okay? Especially if you want to move forward in relationships, or it's not, I mean, it's not going to work in any space. It's not going to work in friendships, you know, family relationships, in jobs. You know, if you're starting a business, you have to have a level of compassion. And right now, for whatever reason, only you'll know, and you need to ask yourself, you're shut off from having patience to be compassionate towards others. Now, your mind is saying to you loud and clear, there needs to be a transformation here. All right? It says, you are experiencing enormous change right now, which brings great blessings. Okay, so if you haven't already started to move out of this phase to look at, like, why don't I really emotionally connect with people, or why am I not having a lot of patience with this person? Why is this person, like, why am I frustrated with them? You are starting to transform, and if you haven't felt this yet, there needs to be some transformation. Because when we get what we give out. And if we're not giving out compassion, we're not going to receive it. All right? So that is the message from the mind. All right? Let's go ahead and see what your soul is saying about this situation. Balance. Yep. This is talking about emotional balance. Someone here either was vulnerable at one point in time and no longer wants to feel the hurt and pain of what vulnerability can bring, or someone has been shut off. There could have been a level of abuse in childhood or even in adulthood, but there's something here, okay, that you're not dealing with that is shutting off your emotional balance. Okay, some of you might be very emotional behind closed doors, but does not want anyone to get wind of this. Okay, and so you might be putting a wall up that makes you appear to be more callous than you really are, because you are afraid to become vulnerable and open up the doors of possibly being hurt. But the truth of the matter is that can push people away, and you might think that you don't want to have people around you, but eventually there's going to come a time where that's going to be something that you'll need, you know, or you'll eventually want. I mean, if you were to become ill and end up in the hospital, and you know, there was no one for them to call, I mean, it could be a lonely place when you shut yourself out. I mean, there's so many case scenarios that I could kick out here that could give you some perspective of, you know, right now you might be thinking, like, I don't need anybody, I don't really care. But there are certain times in your life, if you haven't experienced them yet, where that could be rather lonely. Okay, and so you need to let someone in, even if it's just a close friend or a family member, if you don't want to deal with romantic love right now. But you also need to consider why you don't want romantic love right now, or why you don't want to connect with your family, or why you don't want to have any new friends. There's something there, okay? So do the work, ask the questions, and dig deep here, okay? Now, what I'm seeing, okay, your body, you might find that you're easily triggered into anger. Some of you might have times where you just go from 0 to 100 real quick. Okay, you're just easily triggered, and a lot of people don't understand it. Okay, the reason is that you might feel that people are trying to control you or are putting too many demands on you. Okay, but the healthy way to think about this, to alleviate some of this anger, is that there could be something about you, a skill or just your vision or ideas that people are connected to, or they recognize in you. But there's also a way to free yourself from this emotional distracting person or situations. So if you're feeling weighed down by people that are pulling at you or triggering you, you need to really cut ties with them or limit your time with these people. All right, because it's causing some type of anger, which is causing some emotional balance. Or for some of you, when you feel like your space or your time is being invaded, because now you might be a little bit more isolated because you don't want to have that emotional connection. Anytime you feel like someone's impeding on this, you might be triggered to uncomfortableness, which then comes to anger. Okay, but under the anger, there is some pain there, all right, that you're not addressing. There's some fear there that you're not addressing. So if some of you have been rather angry, just know that that is just what's surfacing out, but there's some pain and there's some emotional vulnerability issues that you're not dealing with, okay? Some of you don't feel like what you have to say really matters. And this is why some of the anger is coming out, or you no longer feel compassionate towards other people, because it's like no one ever freaking listens to what the hell I gotta say. No one ever considers me or asks me how I feel about things. All right? But when you align your mind and your heart, okay, and you say, I don't really care if people care about what I have to say. I'm going to say it anyway, and I'm going to say it in a way that is compassionate towards me and towards the other people. You don't have to blow up in anger. You don't have to isolate yourself, but you do have to stand up for yourself to say that what I have to say is important. And you can say that compassionately, and then you can still move on. But to hold it in, or to push people away, or just to act in anger, your body is tired of that. Your body cannot go through that, because in the inside, there's pain and there's emotional imbalance. But then you're exploding out like a volcano. Your body is going through too many ups and downs, and that could cause a lot of headaches and stomach issues. Okay, so you want to be very careful. This could cause ulcers, certain cancers. The other thing I'm seeing here is that you might have the mindset that, you know what, I'm always right and they're always wrong. All right, and this could be where people are feeling like you're not compassionate. You might have the idea that your opinion is the right way, your feelings is the only feelings. They couldn't possibly be doing it right because this is the way it should be done, because this is the way that you do it. You need to be a little bit more objective and have some more clarity and wisdom to understand that it's not always about what's right and what's wrong, who's right, who's wrong, winning or losing. It is more so about everyone has a different way. There is many different ways to do things or to feel things or to say things. And so sometimes that can come off very overbearing to say, I don't need to ask them what they think or how they feel, because this is the right way. This is how we should do things. And maybe this is why people don't feel comfortable asking you what it is that you want, or what, because it now becomes the dominant must happen. Okay. They feel like, if they give you a voice, then this is how it's going to have to be. There's got to be some balance here. There's got to be some give and take and some understanding that it's not about winning and losing, and it's not about right and wrong sometimes. Sometimes it's about collaboration and compassion, okay? But I think that for some of you, for some reason, there's a reason why there's this wall up. There's a reason why your side of things is maybe in your mind more important or more prominent or more truthful to you. All right? Let's see here. Okay. So, we have the loyal heart here, which is talking about, when we are loyal to our friends, our family members, or even someone that we love, there's a level of compromise. The two of you mirror each other. It's like, you know what, we can have differences and we can still love each other. We can still embrace each other in a loving way. We can still be compassionate towards each other. This is what you're going to want. You're going to want some type of harmony in your life somewhere, okay, in order for it to be a peaceful one. So for some of you, this is a direct message that in order for you to be able to continue this relationship, or to build a relationship that is loyal and that has real reciprocity, give and take, you might need to really look at the fact that you need to have a little bit more compassion towards compromise towards this person in some type of way. Okay. Now, we also have no place like home. For some of you, this is talking about being comfortable in your own space, in your own skin. And some of you have stayed there because you're comfortable with being where you're at. You don't want to step outside of the box of emotions, because with emotions comes hurt and pain and all that other stuff that you don't want to feel. And so you rather just stay in the house, stay in your own skin. You don't necessarily want to, transform into something else because you think that you'll have to be someone else. That's not what we're talking about here. We're just asking that you look at the fact that there's a reason why you have this guard up. There's a reason why you feel like you have difficulties being compassionate towards a particular situation or person. Okay, so you have to step outside of that house, outside of your own skin, and really, hear someone out, because a change in the wind. A change in the wind is going to happen regardless of if you make this change within yourself or not. It's naturally going to happen. Something is going to change where you no longer want to be alone. You no longer want to, be isolated. And the way that you're operating could possibly be the answer to why you might be having some bumps in the road with people, or, in your relationship. Some of you might not be, really showing emotions, and that not showing emotions can be, or your true emotions could be, could come off as non-compassionate. Okay, even though you have them. I'm not saying some of you do have these feelings, but you're not forthcoming with them. Okay, and that's because you feel like, you really can't be right now. All right, for whatever reason, you have to ask yourself this. Okay. Let's do this. I was prompted to do this in a different way. This is going to be your last cards here, okay? What shall be, shall be. Okay? Know that, you're not going to be able to change directions in this, okay? You are going to have to work on this. There's no way around it. There is no way around it. Time to cross the threshold. It is time to make these necessary changes, okay? Because the universe is saying that regardless of if you're not going to make this change or not, we are going to do this, okay? And the reason why is, it says she rides the owl. She who rides the owl brings justice. This is about, again, bringing balance and do justice to maybe some of the people that you've hurt or disregarded. All right. So in order for karma not to come back around to you in a nasty way, you might want to work on this. If you need to say you're sorry, if you need to handle things differently, you're going to want to do that before karma steps in, okay? Because if you don't learn this valuable lesson before it's too late, once karma steps in, that's when you will be put in the same position that this individual or this situation of not having compassion towards you. All right, and then you'll feel what they feel, and you'll understand that, wow, this hurts. Okay, so to alleviate that, remedy of the grandmothers. Okay, so there is some deep healing that needs to take place here. Some of you really need to find some wisdom in this. Some of you might feel like this is attactive, but this is about being able to take advice and to know that it's for your greater good, okay? And then Way of the Divine Feminist revealed, okay? This is a very, very important message here, this last one, so we're going to take a look at it. Number 11, if that resonates for anyone, number 11. All right, it says that this card symbolizes blossoming awareness of your life purpose and inner passion. You are being lovingly pushed to admit to your authentic and most passionate soul yearnings, becoming bold with honesty. Yes, honestly, I think that for some of you, you do want this compassion towards you, but for some reason, there may have been someone that hurt you along the way that was not compassionate towards you, or a situation that was not compassionate towards you. So you may have this standpoint of, you know what, I'm not going to be compassionate towards anybody or anything. I'm just going to be compassionate towards me. I'm going to make sure that I'm good, and that's it, because I don't ever want to be hurt again. I don't ever want to not be considered again. And this is where we're at, okay? So whoever this message is for, really, really try to work on this, because you don't want the karma of this coming back. And the thing of it is here is that I do feel like you are the victim, or were the victim of somebody not being compassionate towards you. But don't then victimize other people or even yourself any further, because now you're pushing certain things out of your life that could be a beautiful, beautiful thing for you, okay? So there's that. Let's go forward with the very last card here. Okay. Whatever you choose will be correct. Okay. This card I know very well. Whoops, I just burnt myself on this candle. This is about really knowing that no matter what choice you make, you're on the right path. I think a lot of us, we try to go towards the things that are, oh my God, they're really shiny, they're very desirable, this really sounds good, this is always what I've wanted to do, and we don't want to go through other doors, you know. So some of us, for instance, you know, if you wanted to, you know, become a lawyer, and, you know, you don't want to become a paralegal first, you know, or, you know, you weren't able to become a lawyer, so you did the paralegal thing, and you found out that you don't even want to do law. or you found out that, yes, this is what I want to do, and so I do want to be a full-fledged lawyer. It's that sort of thing. It's like taking the baby steps to get to where you need to get. And some of us just want to jump to the thing, and we just want to have that golden key and just, but there is lessons to learn along the way when we go through those not so desirable challenges in life, or take the small opportunities and know that these could lead to bigger opportunities. So if you're someone that has felt like I'm not going to take this opportunity because it's less desirable, or if you're thinking between two people and you're like, you know what, this person has more money, they're more handsome, or she's more beautiful, and if you're looking at just the outside characteristics of something, you might be missing something that you need to acknowledge that's in front of you, or some experience that you need to go through first. So you're never going to be on the wrong path. You'll always get to the right thing, but understanding that sometimes the people that you meet, you have to meet before you meet the one. I've often said sometimes you have to kiss a lot of frogs before you meet the prince, okay? So just know that at this point in your life, you want to be very careful of feeling like, oh my God, I need to go towards this bigger, better thing, or this was only offered to me and it's not what I wanted, and you're having a hard time with that. Just know that you'll eventually get there, but there's lessons along the way. So if something was offered to you that wasn't as desirable as you wanted, just know that this might be a blessing in disguise. This might help you or give you some additional lessons for this next stage of your life that is definitely coming. All right. So let's look at who this might be for. All right. So if you have Leo in your chart, Capricorn, or Virgo, or you might be dealing with a Leo, Capricorn, or Virgo at this point in your life. You don't necessarily have to have any of those in your chart or dealing with someone with those signs in their charts, but that could just be confirmation for someone here. All right. Let's see what your mind is saying. What is your mind saying about this? Yes. Divine passion. It says, be honest with yourself. What is your heart's true desire? All right. So what is it that you exactly want? You need to be very, very specific. And for some of you, you might not even know what you want. So you have a lot of different opportunities. You can't make a wrong decision at this point. If you have a lot of opportunities coming your way, but you don't know what you really want, it's okay. You don't have to be like, I should know what I want. Just walk through a door, and whatever happens, happens, and understand that this might be an opportunity for the next opportunity, okay? But you have to be honest with yourself what you want. And also for those of you that are looking at someone or a situation, a job, or a person that's, oh, well, he or she's more beautiful, or, he has more money, or she seems more stable, you got to think about all of the details of what you want. Is that the only thing that you care about? Or is there other attributes that you should be concerned with as well? All right? So, looking at the fuller picture here, but understanding that if you don't get that big thing that you want, or if you don't get that relationship with that particular person, or it doesn't work out, and now you are with someone that is less than what it is you're looking for, doesn't mean that you're going to have less of a relationship or less of an experience. There is lessons in everything, because all that glitters isn't always gold. So just always keep that in mind. You'll get to where you need to be, but don't be under the impression that that's for sure the thing, and if I go straight there, that's going to be the end game. Sometimes you have to go around through other doors, okay, to get to the main door. So just keep that in mind. I don't know who that's for, but yeah. Let's see what your body is saying. All right, so for some of you, you're very disappointed. You feel like God or the universe has it in for you. They don't hear what you're trying to say. Some of you feel like you don't have opportunities and you're not seeing that there are opportunities in front of you, but you're overlooking them. But when you start to look at things that, everything happens for a reason, or you move a little bit closer towards the things that, maybe aren't as desirable but could possibly take you there, like I said, you have to move through that emotional conflict and have peace in your mind that you will get to where you need to go. Okay? That this is all lessons. If things don't work out the way they need to, or the relationship ends, or one door closes that you thought was the door, there's another door that opens. There's always another door that opens. You might feel like you're not successful or you're not gonna succeed because maybe there is a door that's closed, or maybe you feel like you can't ever find the right relationship. But when you find balance within yourself, okay, and have that healthy self-esteem, to know that it's not always about conquering the job or the person. It's about knowing that you succeed within yourself. Do you have enough self-love? Do you have enough self-esteem to say that even if this doesn't work, I'm still valuable and there's still something valuable out there for me? This is what your body wants you to acknowledge. They don't want you to feel a sense of sadness and doom or have low self-esteem. They want you to build that up in yourself, okay? Yeah, so I have two cards here of sadness. So a lot of you may have been really, really sad. Something may have ended in your life right now, and you're feeling very, very stuck. I just said that, but it's coming out again. And just know that there's more opportunities. Some of you are in fear because you don't want to fail, or you're worrying about what is going to happen financially. Am I ever going to have a relationship? Am I ever going to get to this goal? You can get there, okay? Don't feel like because something ended, like I said, nothing new is going to be born of this, okay? Yeah, again, you're feeling like no matter what you do, you always manage to have some health or financial disasters, okay? You worry way too much, all right? There's a lot of worrying going on. There's things from your past that are allowing you to be in fear. Something happened in the past. There was a loss in the past. So now this is why you're always in fear of losing again, okay? But you have to have the mindset to know that there is a reason why things end and why other things open up for you. It might not be the thing that you want, but there's a lesson there, okay? You're always on the right path. And then you might always feel like I'm always right about this. Like this is not going to work out. Or you might feel like you're right about a lot of things and a lot of people are wrong about a lot of things. We just saw this in the last reading I did. All right. And understanding that there's different perspectives here. You might have been so hell-bent on this being the case, and now, maybe you didn't take words of wisdom from other people. And the universe had to show you that this was the case. It wasn't going to work out, and it's okay. But you're one of those people. It's like, you heard the term "I can show you better than I can tell you." It's like you have to kind of go through things on your own in order for you to understand that they don't work out. But then you still get disappointed, and then you get sad. You have to understand that maybe, just maybe, you were just so hell-bent on that one thing and it wasn't to work out, but there was a lesson in it, okay? There was definitely a lesson in it. So that is what your body wants you to know, because, again, this could have you very, very tired. I'm feeling depression and anxiety. Depression and anxiety, big time here, and moodiness, mood swings, okay? So if you're experiencing those things, this is why, because your body is saying that there's a lot of sadness, low self-esteem here, and unhealthy relationships. Let's see what your soul is saying. Okay. Transmutation. Okay. You're going through or going to be going through a new spiritual awakening. Okay. I think that this is why certain things are not happening, because they're not meant to. There's some lessons here for you to learn that are going to make a better situation for you. You just can't see it yet. It's part of your spiritual journey. And when you look at things when they don't work out as it's a part of your journey, it's a lot better to deal with than internalizing that there's something wrong with you, or you'll never have, or people are just totally effed up. You know, you'll have a more positive outlook as to know that whatever it is that I desire will eventually come. It's all about divine timing and how I walk through this process. Do I walk through it positively, or am I going to walk through it negatively? Okay? And why are you so fixated on certain things happening? Where is the anxiety and the sadness and the low self-esteem coming from? There's something that you need to address. And whatever that elephant is that's in the room, you need to, how do you eat an elephant? Piece by piece. You need to eat that piece by piece, knock it down, do whatever you have to do to get rid of it, because this is causing depression and anxiety. Progress on the path. Okay? There is progress. These two cards together, there is progress that is being had. There is a transformation that is happening for you at this point in time. Just know that the things that are not happening for you right now are not meant to happen. Not forever. Not to say that they'll never happen, but there's a reason why it's not happening right now. There's certain things and people that you need to meet along this way. This is all about a journey, okay? A necessary journey for your transformation, okay? For you to be able to receive the things that it is that you truly desire. You're getting there. It doesn't feel like it, and it doesn't look like it, but you definitely are, okay? You hold the key to getting to this place, but you have to find a way to have peace along the journey, and which is very difficult. I understand, okay? All right. Time for a nap, okay? This is talking about, really breaking away from old patterns, old habits, particular people and situations that might be negatively impacting. But I also feel like this is like, stop obsessing over what you don't have or what you need or how far you thought you would be, or, oh my God, I thought that this was going to be the right. Just take a nap from that idea. Just go with the flow. And then we also have the Be Fair card. Get balanced, okay? We just saw this before. Be fair in the aspect that you allow the universe to give back to you. Don't try to take without being given. Like, this is a gift. Our journey is a gift from the universe. And when we try to just like jump ahead and take, we're not balanced out, okay? So then we have to re-go through things. It's like when you're in school and you fail a test. You have to keep taking it until you pass, okay? Or you're just going to completely flunk out. Well, it kind of doesn't work that way. It's kind of like you just keep taking the test, okay? And once you keep failing it, then you have to retake the test. There's no getting out of this, okay? So go with the flow, get balance, be fair, align with the universe, and don't be so hard on yourself, and don't be so hard on the outcome, all right? It's going to come. But first of all, you have to be honest with yourself and say, why do I feel like I have to get here, and it has to be this thing, and it has to be this way? Why do I feel like it has to be the way that I feel and on my terms? And when I say, like, why can't you allow things to flow? Okay? There's a transformation that's happening. It's going to happen either way. But the way that you ride along on this journey, you could sit there with your arms crossed and just be like, oh, this is not what I wanted. This is not. If you want to take that standpoint, you can, but it's going to be unenjoyable. And you're going to have to keep going through that lesson over and over again. Okay? So just chalk it up as, you know what, this is uncomfortable, I don't like this, but there's a lesson here somewhere, and I'm going to ride this out and have the positive mindset that you're going to get where you need to be. Okay? This is a long, long journey. I know it's uncomfortable, but you're definitely going to get there. So, this concludes the readings. Okay? There was a lot of messages here. I hope that for some of you, this did give your mind, body, and soul a voice, because our minds and bodies and our souls are speaking to us every day, and we tend to not pay attention. And then when certain things happen, we're left clueless. Okay, so let's not be clueless about this. Let's be receptive to this, and let's ask the questions that I asked today and do the work and really be able to move forward, because this is some of the answers to why you feel the way that you feel with your body and your emotions, why some of these relationships and friendships and relationships with your family and work isn't working out. Sometimes the answer is within us. It's not just about how people are treating us, it's about how we're treating ourselves and how we're treating other people, how we're treating our body, our minds, and our soul. Okay? So, I hope that you liked this. If you did, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you're looking for a personal reading, my email address is healingtarot1111@gmail.com. I'll also leave that down below. But I hope that you guys did get something out of this. Okay, I really hope that you guys did. And click the bell for the upcoming readings. I'm going to try to get out the work, career, and money ones out next. That's what I'm working on. So, till next time, guys, take care. Bye bye.